Hi, I'm Pádraig Kenny, and I'm delighted and honoured that my book, The Monsters of Rookhaven, has been nominated for a KPMG CBI Children's Book Award. The Monsters of Rookhaven is about an orphaned brother and sister called Jem and Tom, and it's set after World War II. And Jem and Tom stumble across a house filled with a family of monsters hidden inside a forest. Jem becomes friends with a girl in the family who happens to be a monster. Her name is Mirabelle, and the family themselves are all monsters. And each one of these monsters has a unique personality and a unique talent. For example, there's a woman called Eliza who's basically made out of thousands and thousands of spiders. There's a man called Bertram who can transform himself into a giant bear. There's a 300-year-old Victorian schoolboy called Odd who can travel anywhere in the world via his own personal portals. So this is the kind of makeup of the house, and Jem and Mirabelle become friends. And the book explores the relationship between the monsters in the house and the local village with which they have a kind of a peace accord. And it also examines what really makes people monsters, how we identify the true monsters. And I kind of investigate how the monsters in real life aren't so much the monsters we see with pointy horns or bat wings and stuff like that, but they look like us. They're the kind of monsters really are the people who say sneaky, horrible, insidious things about other people and turn people against each other. So that's what I'm kind of examining in the book. I also came up with the idea that if we have a family of monsters in this big house, I thought, wouldn't it be brilliant if the monsters were afraid of another monster themselves? So I have a monster in the basement called Piglet, which they keep in the basement, and they're absolutely terrified, this family, of Piglet. And you don't really find out why until near the end of the book, why they're so frightened of Piglet. They're constantly saying Piglet is dangerous. So what I want to do here is read a bit for you from the perspective of Piglet in the book. Piglet revolves in blackness. He likes it here. He likes listening to Mirabelle's voice, soft and warm and flowing gently into that dark like a glittering rainbow. Mirabelle is like a light as fierce as the light of stars, and when she goes he misses her, but he knows she will be back, just as he knows many things without being able to put words to them. Sometimes Piglet feels like the moon, vast and shining. Other times he is like a speck of dust in the dark, lost, alone, but he is never afraid, ever. Piglet has never known fear. He has known hunger, he has known curiosity, but when it comes to fear, he has only ever known the fear of others. Piglet is dangerous, they whisper to each other. And Piglet doesn't understand the words, but he smells the fear. He can almost taste it. Fear tastes funny, not like meat. Piglet likes meat. He likes it most when it's warm. It's always tastiest when it's alive. Piglet listens now. Piglet is always listening. He hears every voice in the house, and because he hears them, he is never truly alone here in the dark. Tonight he has heard something different. The two new hearts Mirabelle told him about are thrumming on the air. Piglet holds his breath. He listens hard. Piglet likes to know things. He knows more than most, having been here since what seems like forever. The two hearts are not like the ones he is used to. Piglet listens for a while and wonders what this means. Then he remembers he is hungry, so very hungry. Piglet is always hungry. He groans and rolls over in the blackness, trying to ignore the rumbling in his belly. He sharpens his teeth and claws. He yearns to be out about in the world outside, out where the meat is, where the blood flows, warm and sweet and delicious. And because Piglet doesn't belong to the past, the present or the future, because he is beyond time, he sees things others cannot see, knows things others cannot know. And now he knows one thing above all for certain. Piglet knows that very soon he will be free. So the book is essentially about monsters, what makes people monsters. And it's, I hope, frightening and scary and entertaining and also funny at certain points. And I have to pay tribute as well, especially to Edward Bettison, who's the illustrator. And it's a real privilege and honour to have a great illustrator take your words and be inspired by them and turn them into something. So Edward has been tasked with coming up with the monsters, and you can see there's very eerie, atmospheric quality to his illustrations, and it really adds an extra dimension and an extra level to the book. Another example here of Edward's illustrations, portraits of the family. So again, I wanted this book to be entertaining, and I wanted it to be about community and empathy and compassion for other people. But also I wanted to be fun. And when I was growing up, I always loved writing about monsters and reading about them and watching them on telly. And I loved the Daleks and Doctor Who, and I loved King Kong and Godzilla and all sorts of things like that. And it inspired me to write my own monsters. So as readers and writers, I'd like you to think about maybe creating a monster, something that is got a special talent, that looks very strange. For example, as I said to you, I created a monster here which is made of completely of thousands of spiders. Maybe you could write a monster, or draw a monster, or paint one, something that has lots of horns, again, bat wings, tentacles, whatever you think, but give it something that makes it unique and special and different, and think about that. But most importantly, have fun with it, because when it comes to writing, I always say when you write a book, you always have to have fun with it, and that's the most important thing for me. So if you've read The Monster of Rookhaven, thanks very much, and if you haven't read it yet, I really hope you enjoy it. So thanks for listening.